Hello and welcome to another faction breakdown with the Convergence.
Yep.
This time we're going through the solos. The first solo I want to go through is one that I purposely kept back when we was doing the vectors the other day.
Yep.
It's the Corollary. My God, this is just ridiculous. I'll read it out first. Speed 6, Strength 6, Mat and Rat X because it's on the Warcaster. Defense 12, Armor 15. It's got
Head bash.
5, 8, 9. It's got 18 hit points. Field allowance 1, cost 3. It's got Pathfinder. It's got Accumulator Warcaster. When this model begins its activation within 3 inches of one or more friendly Warcasters, it automatically is allocated 1 focus point, which is nice.
Yeah.
Arcane Repeater. While this model's Warcaster is within 5 inches of it, that Warcaster's control area extends to by 2 inches.
Yep.
Very nice, considering that the Warcaster have got some good pulse type effects. Not just their feats, their spells and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's attached to, it's with a Warcaster, so it's got to stay near it. Mm-hmm. It's got a focus battery, so during the maintenance phase, do not remove unspent focus on it. So it's a nice way of storing focus there.
Store focus for next turn.
And then power transfer. I'll read it out first, and then I'll go through it.
Yeah.
Star action, range 5. Target friendly faction Warjack. If the Warjack is in range, spend up to 3 focus to allocate it 1 focus for each focus point spent. Right, so first off, if the Corollary has got 2 focus on it, you can spend those 2 focus to give the vector the 2 focus, basically. That's what you're doing.
Yep.
That doesn't sound... It's nice, don't get me wrong. You get...
It's the fact that it's getting it for free, so it ain't too bad.
Right, so let me just... Using this, it's a bit of just bases because we haven't got all the models yet. Hopefully this can see. Can they see? Yeah. So black bases on a black table. Justin, you're a genius.
To make it easier, I'm going to put a dice on each one, just so you can see them a bit clearer.
Right. So here is our Corollary. And here's a selection of jacks.
With 1 focus on each.
Well, I've put focus next to the bases just so you can see. So first turn, the Corollary is near the focus, so it gets a focus point.
Yep.
Near the Warcaster, so it gets a focus point. Because it's a Warjack or a Vector, it spends its focus to run. Because it spent a focus, it inducts it onto this one, that runs, onto here, that runs, onto here, that runs, back to here.
Yep, simple.
So in that turn, for not giving it anything, I've spent the equivalent of 4 focus.
Yep.
Next turn, that one stays on there because of the battery.
Yep.
If it stays within range of the Warcaster,
3 inches of Warcaster,
it gets another point of focus.
Yep.
I'm now, rather than running, because hopefully turn 1 I've run, so I'm in a nice position.
Yep.
So I'm now going to use its ability to spend those 2 focus onto him.
Yep.
Note, use the word spend.
Yep.
So because of the induction, this Jack, for example, gets a point of focus through because of the induction.
That's just confusing.
This one, this is the Jack that can make charging easier, or So all I need to do is boost a hit. I've spent that.
Goes back on.
Goes to him. This one now goes. I'm going to boost a hit, boost damage. Spends those. Goes to him.
Yep.
He now shoots boost a hit, boost of damage, and inducts back onto him. That is 7 focus. I've spent that turn, and I still haven't paid. The Warcaster still hasn't paid anything to do it.
Nah.
And that's just a really simplistic version. The more jacks you have in a chain, the more you can get out of that. Yeah, if you have a cipher that you just want to use a boost hit to flare, and you have two monitors with their buzz source, for example, going, oh, now we've got +2 to hit, plus we're aiming, we're really going to hit, and hopefully we'll get those. And just through focus manipulation, with what they can do anyway, you've got Warcasters with 6, 7, 8 focus. I'm getting 6 or 7 free for that.
I'm not even spending the 6 or 7 on the Warcaster.
No, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Worst case, I'm not within 3 inches. I give the Corollary 1. It can still do that trick.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous focus efficiency on a stick.
But seeing it like that, it seems really simple. It's just having that little demonstration to see how simple it is.
But on the table, obviously, with terrain, making sure things keep within the 6 inches and you can go back to the Corollary.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done. But if you do it right, much with anything with a Convergence, you've got to have every gear in the right place, turning at the right time for it to work. But if you do, my God, that's just ridiculous.
It's a lot better than our first one.
Yeah, when you first read it, you don't appreciate it. It's when you start sitting there and you think about it and what it
seeing it on the table.
Yeah, it's just crazy good.
Well, let's start getting to the fun stuff.
Yeah,
Some of the solos.
The solos, right.
We enjoy these always.
The solos are a nice mix in here. You've got the servitors, which are solos, but you buy several of them at a go.
Yep.
And then you've got individuals that do specialist things.
Solos.
Yeah. So first things first, we've got the accretion servitor.
Yep, it's a servitor obviously. It's speed 6, strength 3, mat 5, rat 5, defense 12, armor 13, field lamps are 3, and 3 of these are 1 point.
Bargain.
Yeah. They're constructs with Pathfinder. They've got Bodge as a special action. It can repair 1 damage point from Warjack base to base with it.
You don't need a dice roll, you don't need nothing, you just
1
there you
point.
go, a point.
It's steady, so it can't be knocked down, and it's got a strip, which is a special action. It can make a special action only base to base with enemy Warjack, and the Warjack suffers a damage point to the column of your choice.
So it's like the anti-bodge.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they're not going to survive long. I mean, defense 12, armor 13. But if they're shooting them, they're not shooting something else.
They've got Pathfinder.
They've got Pathfinder.
Through a forest or something.
But a really silly one is, if the Iron Mother, one of her spells is Backlash.
Strip Backlash.
I'm not going to destroy this Jack quick enough. I'm just
going to have 9 of these guys charge your Drac and all just strip a point.
Yeah,
that's not damage to your caster.
Yeah,
that's fun. Is there any way to give these guys reach?
I mean, you can do some silly things. I mean, unlikely. It's the dream, but
yeah, you've got to get a Jack with big enough basic 9 of these around it.
Now, shall I do the next one because he's got a silly name?
Yeah, go for it. I don't like silly names.
Algorithmic Dispersion Optifex. How's that? Right. He's speed 5, strength 5, mat 5, rat 4, defense 13, armor 12, command 8 with 5 wounds. You can have 4 of these and they're a point a guy. So they're nice little fillers.
Yeah. We always like a point cost 1.
Yeah. He has Iron Sentinel, so while base to base with a friendly faction Warjack, he gets +2 defense and armor and can't be knocked down, so it might help him stay alive. And now he's got his subharmonic tuning. While this model is not in melee, but is within 6 inches of a friendly faction Warjack, and is in the friendly Warjack's Warcaster's control area, the Warcaster can channel spells through this model.
He's an arc node as long as he's next to a Jack.
Yeah, basically as long as he's within 6 inches of a Warcaster, he becomes an arc node.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I had Gavin the other day asking me, did they have any arc nodes, because he was looking at some of the spells, and I was saying, they do in a way, but not in the conventional.
Yeah, it's more of a channeler than an arc node.
but still nice. And if you're going after them, you're ignoring the other infantry.
Alright, the next one, it's the Attunement Servitor, so I can pronounce that one.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. Speed 6, Strength 3, Mat 5, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armour 13. You can read the name of the weapon.
Lumichem Ampol, or whatever.
Took long enough.
Yeah. I got the first word right.
It's a range 7, rate of fire 1, 4-inch AoE, and it's flare. So models hit suffer -2 defense for 1 round. Steady, so it can't be knocked down. Pathfinder and construct. So it lights your opponent up like a Christmas tree, basically.
And you get 3 of them for 2 points. I think that's really good going.
Yeah, 3 4-inch AoEs for 2 points.
Yeah, and this is where you go, oh, I've got I'm using Axis. My Rat 2's not really going to hit much.
Yeah.
Chuck a couple of these on, and then I'm Rat 4s. Oh, look, I'm aiming. I'm Rat 6.
I can hit now, finally.
Yeah,
I'm boosting because I didn't even pay for this because the little guy gave it to me.
Yeah, again, it's all the cogs in the wheel.
This looks like the most interesting one, though. The
Elimination Servitor.
Yes, that one.
Speed 6, Strength 3, Mat 5, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armour 13. He's got a Spike Ejector at range 9, rate of fire 1. You can have 3 of these, and
again for 2 points.
Well, field allowance 3, so that's like units, I suppose, and because it's 3 points for 2, so you can have up to 9 of these.
Yeah, all the servitors you can have up to 9 of as it stands.
It's construct with Gunfinder, Pathfinder, and Steady.
Gunfinder.
Gunfighter. Yeah, there it is. And the Spike Ejector has Puncture. A model hit by this automatically suffers 1 point of damage.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Now the next one is the Enigma Foundry.
Yeah.
See if I can pronounce that and all.
Yeah, this is a nice one. I think this is fantastic.
Yeah, speed 5, strength 8, no mat, no rat, defense 10, armour 18, command 10, damage 10, field allowance 2, point cost 3. So only 3 points.
Armour 18 with 10 damage points is pretty tasty.
Yeah, for 3 points. It's a construct with Pathfinder. It's got a clockwork vessel, so it generates soul tokens. It's Convocation. This model gains a soul token for each friendly living faction warrior model destroyed in its command range by a continuous effect. An enemy attack or collateral damage of an enemy attack. This model can have up to 3 soul tokens at any time. It's got a Reconstruction as an action. Remove 1 soul token from this model to return 1 destroyed medium-based friendly faction clockwork vessel grunt to play, or remove up to 3 soul tokens for this model to return 1 destroyed small base friendly faction clockwork vessel grunt to play. Per token removed. Each grunt must be placed within 1 inch of this model and information, and within 3 inches of another model in its unit. So getting your models back on the table.
Yeah, so as well as being able to do all your repairing and all your multi-wound stuff or your first wave fodder, if this thing's nearby, it collects them and goes, and out you go again, children.
And it's also repair 10.
Yeah.
So it can repair your stuff as well.
And it's repairable.
And it's repairable. So other models can make bodge or repair actions. It can't do it to himself. No. Which is a shame.
But repair 10, being able to bring back your medium base models as long as they're close enough. So he's a large base model, so he can't hide easily, and he will have to get close to the front line because the models coming back have to be quite close to him, and even when they come back they have to be within 3 inches of so it's not just my unit's over here, but if I come back here I'm still in unit coherency. I've got to start close to the unit as well. Yeah. But I think for 3 points, and if the model comes out anything like that artwork, it's going to look fantastic.
Other than it's going to look hilarious.
Right, Reflex Servitor. I like these. I like these a lot.
Servitor.
Yeah. Speed 6, Strength 3, Mat 5, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armour 13. It's got a Probability Mine with no stats.
That already sounds funny.
You can have up to 3 of these for 2 points, and you can have up to 3 choices, so you can again have up to 9. It's got advanced deployment, construct, pathfinder, and it has counter charge.
Okay, I'm confused about that when it's got no stats.
We'll get to there in a minute. So when an enemy model advances and ends its movement within 3 inches and line of sight, this model
6 inches.
What did I say?
3.
Yes.
Good thing I'm here sometimes, isn't it?
It's warm.
Yeah.
This model can immediately charge. So always nice. It gives a bit of field control.
Yep.
It has digging as a star action, so it gains cover and doesn't suffer blast damage and doesn't block line of sight. So it's quite nice for just getting there and going, okay, we're now defense 16 and blast damage is not going to hurt us.
Nah.
And it can't be knocked over. Right, the probability mine. It has an ability called Detonate. If this attack directly hits, instead of dealing normal damage, center a 4-inch AoE on the model hit and remove the reflex servitor. The model hit suffers an unboostable power 14 damage roll. If the attack misses, center the AoE on this model, i.e. the servitor, and remove this model, i.e. the servitor, from play. Models in the AoE other than the model directly hit are hit and suffer an unboostable power 7 blast damage. So that's why it's got no stats. First time I read this, all I thought was the old Mario games and the bombs. Just walk into walls. The moment you get near them,
yeah.
Someone is going to have to paint them black with a little face on a fuse on them.
I felt like that person.
Swampy.
Well, I was going to say you.
No, I'm thinking Swampy.
Susan.
Yeah. That involves Susan sort of getting effort, so.
It's involved. Actually, no, in all fairness, that's a lot better than his normal paint. This is a little spray and black.
Ah, true.
By the way, yes, Susan is a guy. The next one is the Steel Soul Protector. It's a nice little model by the artwork. My sort of style thing, I reckon. It's Speed 5, Strength 8, Mat 6, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armour 17, Command 7. It's a construct, clockwork vessel, so that's got a soul. It's got a defensive strike, so if you end your movement in its melee range, it's allowed to attack you.
Yep.
That's only once per turn.
Yeah.
It's repairable, so other models can repair it. It's got a shield guard, so if it's within 2 inches of a friendly model that's hit by a ranged attack, instead of hitting that model, it can hit this one. And the Iron Glaive has reach at power 12.
He's got 8 damage points, and he costs 2 points.
2 points, and their field allowance 3 again.
So I mean, defensive strikes and shield guard, they're just going to get in the way and mess up people's plans. Yeah. So I think they're quite nice. I mean, the Mat 6 is a little bit lower than I would have hoped, but
yeah, but
I can live with that.
You charge it strikes you first. The last one.
Right.
Seeing as this is the first book with one of these in what's not an expansion book, I'll let you have the honour.
Right. It is called the Transfinite Emergence Projector and Permutation Servitors.
I could have said the Permutation Servitors.
Right. It's the battle engine for the Convergence.
Is it me or does that just look like a giant shoe?
It's more. It kind of does. It's a moving tower.
Ah.
All right. The projector. It's speed 5, strength 10, rat 4, defense 10, armor 19, command 10.
By any chance, because it's a projector, does it show the enemies really, really bad films?
Yeah, and there's like you get all the lines across it. And,
like pirate copies.
Yeah. Right. It has an aperture pulse, which is spray 10, rate of fire 1, power 10. Damage 20, field allowance 2, points cost 9. That weapon sounds a little bit underwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah, just a bit. Sounds like a projector.
Yeah. It's construct. It has gun platform, so it can make range attacks even while it's in melee.
Cool.
It has sacrificial pawn permutation servitors. So
I can make servitors and destroy them.
So if you try and shoot it, it can one of the servitors within 3 inches can take the shot for it.
That's cool.
Which is nice. At the, it has servitor satellite. So at the start of this model's activation, remove any permanent permutation servitors in play and put into play from the table. Once per activation, after normal movement, you can place up to 3 permutation servitors anywhere within 3 inches.
Within 1 inch.
With 1 inch, it's 3 servitors 1 inch. Sorry. So you've got this sacrificial pawn. So you have to shoot it 4 times in any one turn.
For it to take the damage.
Yeah.
Or just shoot them to get rid of them.
Yeah, but it's still resources. You're having to.
Yeah, but they're slightly easier to kill.
Yeah, but it's still a pain if you're not aware of it.
I'd rather shoot those with archers and then shoot that with a big thing.
Right. Now we're going to the rules for the aperture pulse.
That time, it is something to do on this thing.
It's got auto fire 2, so it can make.
How many shows 2 films at once?
Yeah, 3D.
Alright, it's even worse.
Yeah, like the old Jaws one, you have to wear the red and the blue glasses. You can make 2 range attacks targeting the primary target and any number of secondary targets within 2 inches. So it does mean you've got these 2 sprays, but they are going to be quite close to each other because they've got a. The 2 targets have got to be within 2 inches of each other. So it's a little bit of a narrow beam, but the sprays, what they ignore for the combats and the cover, it's still quite nice.
Yeah.
Now we get to the silly bit.
Cool.
Right. Firing formula. When this model makes a range attack with this weapon during its activation, determine the position of the permutation servitors this model is put into play. For each completely within its left firing arc, this model gains an additional dice on its attack roll. For each completely in its right firing arc, it gains an additional dice on damage rolls. For each completely within its back arc, this model makes an additional auto fire attack.
Awesome.
Note they're saying additional, so you could put several of those servitors in one arc.
Yes.
So you're going, right, I'll put my 3 servitors out. I can see a high defense warcaster like Kane, for example.
Yeah, 17, it's a bit of a pain to hit.
I'm going to put 2 in my left arc, so I'm then rolling 4 dice to hit. And 1 in my left, 2 in my left arc, so 4 dice to hit.
Yep.
And 1 in my right arc, so it's boosted damage.
That's effectively boosted damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some combination of between, or if you're shooting a jack, well, I'm going to hit it, so I'll put 2 in the right arc, so they're rolling 4 dice of damage, and 1 in the rear arc, so I'm making 3 shots at it with the projector.
Might as well go 1 in the left arc, boost to hit, 2 in the rear, and just have 4 sprays.
Or whatever.
I'm going to aim for that thing. I'm going to hit it with something.
There's the amount of silly combinations you can do.
That's going to be fun.
You've got some great little bits going on there.
And the last little thing, the servitors will come with it. We can make it itself. Speed 6, Strength 3, Mat 5, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armour 13, Construct, Pathfinder. They're all bit, so don't begin the game in play and do not activate. They cannot be targeted or hit by attacks made by the model that put them into play. If the model that puts that model into play is destroyed, remove them. So if you kill the show, they get removed.
Yeah.
And they're steady, so they can't be knocked down.
And then that is it. At the back of the book, you've just got the
some pretty pictures.
Pretty pictures of how to paint, how to get the nice glow effects.
Yeah.
And some of the first pictures of the Convergence models, and they're all looking very nice. And I can't wait to see some of them on the table.
Yeah, I bet you can't.
So, anyway, I hope people have found that useful. And
you certainly have.
Well, I mean, I was able to read it, which was nice.
Exactly.
Like I said, any comments, please post below, and we'll be back shortly. And we'll
Battlebox and beyond.
Battlebox and beyond, so we're all up to speed.